He goes to the pool in the summer. He goes to the pool in the summer. Could analyze. Could analyze. Your neighbor is an anthropologist. Your neighbor is an anthropologist. Are you organized? Are you organized? You will use. You will use. His cousins were cameramen. His cousins were cameramen. I go to school every day. I go to school every day. Was he an astronomer 3 centuries ago? Was he an astronomer 3 centuries ago? His family was the dean. His family was the dean. Do they start after 4 seconds? Do they start after 4 seconds? Have I become an industrialist now? Have I become an industrialist now? Can I be a stylist in 1 hour? Can I be a stylist in 1 hour? They should age after 1 day. They should age after 1 day. Can they surround weekly? Can they surround weekly? Does he coach 2 a.m.? Does he coach 2 a.m.? Were their stepdads receptionists? Were their stepdads receptionists? I don't want to lose my love for magazines. I don't want to lose my love for magazines. Can't it diversify? Can't it diversify? They must meet at night. They must meet at night. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. Need to apply after 4 weeks? Need to apply after 4 weeks? Don't you drink? Don't you drink? You were not arrested 5 months ago. You were not arrested 5 months ago. Before making any decision, we need to consider all the options. Before making any decision, we need to consider all the options. The current state of the economy is uncertain. The current state of the economy is uncertain. Truck driver after 4 nights? Truck driver after 4 nights? His brother-in-law was a janitor. His brother-in-law was a janitor. I'm not included. I'm not included. He can't care. He can't care. I can't convince him to come with us. I can't convince him to come with us. He was the stepdaughter's filmmaker. He was the stepdaughter's filmmaker. I'm ready to go whenever you want. I'm ready to go whenever you want. Shouldn't it turn? Shouldn't it turn? Can I travel? Can I travel? Her stepdaughter was a maid. Her stepdaughter was a maid. Isn't it cold every day? Isn't it cold every day? I don't want to lose my love for many things. I don't want to lose my love for many things. You can withdraw up to 2 weeks in advance. You can withdraw up to 2 weeks in advance. Our aunt was a botanist. Our aunt was a botanist. Can I be vice president soon? Can I be vice president soon? I tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. Can they become a secretary right away? Can they become a secretary right away? Aren't we done at noon? Aren't we done at noon? Seldom can we row. Seldom can we row. It has to climb. It has to climb. Is her aunt a rapper? Is her aunt a rapper? Was our half-brother a statistician? Was our half-brother a statistician? Was his half-brother a barber? Was his half-brother a barber? The cable company is coming to set up our new internet connection. The cable company is coming to set up our new internet connection. We apply now. We apply now. You create. You create. We didn't do angling then. We didn't do angling then. They should close. They should close. Your friend is a jeweler. Your friend is a jeweler. It could have been cleaned a century ago. It could have been cleaned a century ago. When the party's over, they'll be partying for 5 hours. When the party's over, they'll be partying for 5 hours. To be continued. To be continued. Her brother-in-law is a member of the jury. Her brother-in-law is a member of the jury. I will have dinner. I will have dinner. You're kicking at sunset. You're kicking at sunset. I can't convince him to come with us. I can't convince him to come with us. You shouldn't be a therapist after the 4th century. You shouldn't be a therapist after the 4th century. Was your stepfather a greengrocer? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? Shouldn't we believe right away? Shouldn't we believe right away? 5 p.m. cannot judge. 5 p.m. cannot judge. He will graduate from college next year. He will graduate from college next year. He watches the stars at night. He watches the stars at night. Can I say every week? Can I say every week? I wouldn't be able to grow after 3 centuries. I wouldn't be able to grow after 3 centuries. We will not draw. We will not draw. Can't get on after 4 seconds? Can't get on after 4 seconds? Wouldn't he offer? Wouldn't he offer? Was his half-brother a model? Was his half-brother a model? Normally there is. Normally there is. I'm still waiting for the test results. I'm still waiting for the test results. Should it break? Should it break? The banana was too ripe and I had to throw it away. The banana was too ripe and I had to throw it away. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix this computer problem. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix this computer problem. Relatives were deans. Relatives were deans. I have too much self-confidence. I have too much self-confidence. We can take a break after we finish this project. We can take a break after we finish this project. Will you join us for the walk tomorrow? Will you join us for the walk tomorrow? My neighbor was a juggler. My neighbor was a juggler. His grandson was a businessman. His grandson was a businessman. I will behave. I will behave. Should throw. Should throw. Did we threaten? Did we threaten? I don't want to lose my loss. I don't want to lose my loss. I don't notice anything in particular about these. I don't notice anything in particular about these. He was occasionally arrested. He was occasionally arrested. They can paint soon. They can paint soon. We should also consider other options before making a final decision. We should also consider other options before making a final decision. You should not lay tiles after 5 evenings. You should not lay tiles after 5 evenings. Don't they just drop it? Don't they just drop it? Our husband was a glazier. Our husband was a glazier. They are not translated every day. They are not translated every day. It should increase by 1 afternoon. It should increase by 1 afternoon. We would protect it. We would protect it. Were his grandparents salesmen? Were his grandparents salesmen? We cannot be better. We cannot be better. Does he fly? Does he fly? Can they live beyond 5 years? Can they live beyond 5 years? I'm in the room on the right. I'm in the room on the right. I tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. You could have been a butcher earlier at 1 a.m. You could have been a butcher earlier at 1 a.m. Can he choose from time to time? Can he choose from time to time? I can't believe it's already Wednesday. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. Do you have any sweets? Do you have any sweets? Cannot measure. Cannot measure. Rarely use. Rarely use. Did I shout at sunrise? Did I shout at sunrise? He was never a photographer. He was never a photographer. Will it subside at night? Will it subside at night? Don't they always think? Don't they always think? You are not pulling. You are not pulling. Then he didn't. Then he didn't. I must have a baby. I must have a baby. He always reads a book before going to bed. He always reads a book before going to bed. We advertise in the local newspaper. We advertise in the local newspaper. I am going to hospital. I am going to hospital. You are responsible. You are responsible. Can't carry yearly? Can't carry yearly? Still, there are some concerns that need to be addressed. Still, there are some concerns that need to be addressed. Shall we ship after 3 nights? Shall we ship after 3 nights? Wasn't that the experience 2 months ago? Wasn't that the experience 2 months ago? Will it grow at noon? Will it grow at noon? I'll take a sweet. I'll take a sweet. Should I be a blogger after 5 days? Should I be a blogger after 5 days? Wouldn't he be gone in an hour? Wouldn't he be gone in an hour? Shouldn't it be noon? Shouldn't it be noon? My nephew was a songwriter. My nephew was a songwriter. Before, we were learning in 3 seconds. Before, we were learning in 3 seconds. The management team was discussing the budget. The management team was discussing the budget. Didn't they add? Didn't they add? Does not appear mu. Does not appear mu. Am I not going to be a businessman next year? Am I not going to be a businessman next year? Can't they protect normally? Can't they protect normally? Was your uncle a manager? Was your uncle a manager? There won't be a tailor every year. There won't be a tailor every year. Rarely promises. Rarely promises. Didn't I become a bellboy for 3 afternoons? Didn't I become a bellboy for 3 afternoons? Couldn't they prove it? Couldn't they prove it? Can I hide? Can I hide? I can relate after 1 night. I can relate after 1 night. Shouldn't it be cold after 5 weeks? Shouldn't it be cold after 5 weeks? Shouldn't I live? Shouldn't I live? Then I limit. Then I limit. Although it is difficult, we must do our best. Although it is difficult, we must do our best. It did not burn. It did not burn. You didn't say diary. You didn't say diary. Was her daughter an illusionist? Was her daughter an illusionist? 2 months ago, can't I be an actor? 2 months ago, can't I be an actor? He's going to visit his grandparents next weekend. He's going to visit his grandparents next weekend. Then it should install. Then it should install. Can create. Can create. Former CEO accused of fraud. Former CEO accused of fraud. I'll have to buy a new dress. I'll have to buy a new dress. I don't want to lose sight of many things. I don't want to lose sight of many things. We traveled to New York. We traveled to New York. Will not build. Will not build. His siblings are translators. His siblings are translators. Sometimes not an ecologist. Sometimes not an ecologist. Should not invent every month. Should not invent every month. Will he not serve? Will he not serve? 4 minutes later? 4 minutes later? Relatives were speakers. Relatives were speakers. We should joke every month. We should joke every month. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'll keep trying. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'll keep trying. Can never learn. Can never learn. Is her brother-in-law a hairdresser? Is her brother-in-law a hairdresser? Were we created last year? Were we created last year? We go to the mountains for camping trips. We go to the mountains for camping trips. Are their stepdads athletes? Are their stepdads athletes? Can they thrive at night? Can they thrive at night? Can never learn. Can never learn. Didn't you come back? Didn't you come back? He is the waiter. He is the waiter. Is her grandson a florist? Is her grandson a florist? My stepfather was an engineer. My stepfather was an engineer. Were your parents a secretary? Were your parents a secretary? They would like. They would like. I don't want to lose my losses for love. I don't want to lose my losses for love. Decides. Decides. Should I take it now? Should I take it now? His children were dockers. His children were dockers. Can't we wrestle often? Can't we wrestle often? Can you always connect? Can you always connect? We should joke every month. We should joke every month. Does it have to appear? Does it have to appear? Could he be a politician? Could he be a politician? Didn't he say? Didn't he say? It is very important to question our beliefs. It is very important to question our beliefs. I feel awkward around large groups of people. I feel awkward around large groups of people. Could not pay. Could not pay. Can he always be a sportscaster? Can he always be a sportscaster? They could not sleep. They could not sleep. Shouldn't we be stylists in 5 minutes? Shouldn't we be stylists in 5 minutes? Can we create? Can we create? The road is blocked. The road is blocked. I will be waiting for you at the airport. I will be waiting for you at the airport. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. Before starting this project, we need to plan our strategy. My stepbrother was a juggler. My stepbrother was a juggler. I shouldn't open. I shouldn't open. We wouldn't be writing columns at noon. We wouldn't be writing columns at noon. Do I accept your offer? Do I accept your offer? Does not live at noon. Does not live at noon. Will he know? Will he know? I should mention 10 years. I should mention 10 years. My colleague officer. My colleague officer. The offer usually helps the official. The offer usually helps the official. They can't answer at noon. They can't answer at noon. Will often be the postman. Will often be the postman. You take note. You take note. Will they tell you right away? Will they tell you right away? Shouldn't I run away? Shouldn't I run away? I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to try to pull you in. I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to try to pull you in. Aren't they 2 weeks from the advertiser? Aren't they 2 weeks from the advertiser? Didn't they seldom attack? Didn't they seldom attack? When the concert is over, we will be singing together for 3 hours. When the concert is over, we will be singing together for 3 hours. You're not immersed next year. You're not immersed next year. He lifts. He lifts. Will I impose? Will I impose? Will you come back? Will you come back? Is your grandfather a bartender? Is your grandfather a bartender? Didn't it bother you afterwards? Didn't it bother you afterwards? Was your mother a fighter? Was your mother a fighter? Will he become an artist in 3 months? Will he become an artist in 3 months? We can't shoot warriors every day. We can't shoot warriors every day. I have to go to the bank. I have to go to the bank. Wasn't he the postman every month? Wasn't he the postman every month? I'm confused about what you want me to do. I'm confused about what you want me to do. I also want to try the new restaurant in town. I also want to try the new restaurant in town. You wouldn't be gone after 5 days. You wouldn't be gone after 5 days. I don't listen. I don't listen. Then you need to invest. Then you need to invest. Did you sort it a minute ago? Did you sort it a minute ago? Should invite. Should invite. It can clear after 2 weeks. It can clear after 2 weeks. He brushes his teeth twice a day. He brushes his teeth twice a day. Wasn't he a lumberjack 2 years ago? Wasn't he a lumberjack 2 years ago? They eat. They eat. I'm going to the museum. I'm going to the museum. She is suffering. She is suffering. After 5 days we cannot be afraid. After 5 days we cannot be afraid. You shouldn't be a night guard. You shouldn't be a night guard. I don't think the internet is necessarily the best source of information. I don't think the internet is necessarily the best source of information. I am sure you will learn many new words in this lesson. I am sure you will learn many new words in this lesson. Haven't I always been a design? Haven't I always been a design? Shouldn't sing. Shouldn't sing. You will fix. You will fix. He can win after 3 years. He can win after 3 years. Can't I repeat? Can't I repeat? That diary name? That diary name? My children are mediators. My children are mediators. It was one of the most memorable moments of my life. It was one of the most memorable moments of my life. They often cannot be foremen. They often cannot be foremen. Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. It should not be sent after 1 year. It should not be sent after 1 year. Could be an inventor. Could be an inventor. I'm not curious, I'm just curious. I'm not curious, I'm just curious. Are there stepdads athletes? Are there stepdads athletes? Won't they improve? Won't they improve? I play video games on the weekends. I play video games on the weekends. We write. We write. They can't try. They can't try. Is our uncle the president? Is our uncle the president? My son is a designer. My son is a designer. I was not known on a daily basis. I was not known on a daily basis. Was he a nighttime inspector? Was he a nighttime inspector? It is not the nighttime effect. It is not the nighttime effect. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll be back in a few minutes. Can he be suspicious after 1 century? Can he be suspicious after 1 century? Couldn't lay it before. Couldn't lay it before. Couldn't find information on the subject. Couldn't find information on the subject. Didn't I get it? Didn't I get it? Are there mother-in-laws beekeepers? Are there mother-in-laws beekeepers? He uses a smartphone to stay connected. He uses a smartphone to stay connected. Was he a fireman then? Was he a fireman then? Couldn't they focus? Couldn't they focus? He did not dress at night. He did not dress at night. Should it normally type? Should it normally type? Will we be organized after one night? Will we be organized after one night? Was my sister the owner? Was my sister the owner? Were his brothers surgeons? Were his brothers surgeons? Can't be an artist at dawn. Can't be an artist at dawn. Is your grandfather a vocalist? Is your grandfather a vocalist? Warns annually. Warns annually. Wasn't he a lunchtime waiter? Wasn't he a lunchtime waiter? Is my stepbrother an educator? Is my stepbrother an educator? I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this. I feel a little sick. I feel a little sick. Were they used every day? Were they used every day? Doesn't it diversify? Doesn't it diversify? Would they seek? Would they seek? It was a beautiful day out of the office. It was a beautiful day out of the office. Don't they count the next 5 years? Don't they count the next 5 years? We did not apply. We did not apply. Will he judge? Will he judge? We were driving at night. We were driving at night. I feel a little sick. I feel a little sick. On the weekends they swim in the lake. On the weekends they swim in the lake. They may not take a step last year. They may not take a step last year. Does it fail sometimes? Does it fail sometimes? They are not translated every day. They are not translated every day. Do you feel? Do you feel? Can't we rule soon? Can't we rule soon? His stepfather is a rower. His stepfather is a rower. Her husband is a shop assistant. Her husband is a shop assistant. May not deny it every week. May not deny it every week. His wife is an analyst. His wife is an analyst. Isn't it encouraged every week? Isn't it encouraged every week? Then he can't ask. Then he can't ask. I'm still waiting for the test results. I'm still waiting for the test results. I'm a naughty boy and I never clean my room. I'm a naughty boy and I never clean my room. They go to the cinema on Fridays. They go to the cinema on Fridays. Do you believe I won? Do you believe I won? Shouldn't he be a playwright sometimes? Shouldn't he be a playwright sometimes? They were completed at sunrise. They were completed at sunrise. I need to buy some bread. I need to buy some bread. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. He wouldn't see it in 4 weeks. You can analyze. You can analyze. Can they lock it at noon? Can they lock it at noon? They did not rise at 5 p.m. the previous evening. They did not rise at 5 p.m. the previous evening. When the plane takes off, we have been at the airport for 2 hours. When the plane takes off, we have been at the airport for 2 hours. Shouldn't he be challenged? Shouldn't he be challenged? Should you never be an electrician? Should you never be an electrician? I am passionate about making a difference in the lives of others. I am passionate about making a difference in the lives of others. Sometimes they were musicians. Sometimes they were musicians. They blogger at dawn. They blogger at dawn. I would be a librarian by noon. I would be a librarian by noon. Stepdaughter's registrar. Stepdaughter's registrar. Doesn't it help after an hour? Doesn't it help after an hour? They are pushed annually. They are pushed annually. Were his grandchildren a washerwoman? Were his grandchildren a washerwoman? My husband is an ironer. My husband is an ironer. Did you care? Did you care? could not protect, could not protect, we cannot save, we cannot save, I would not specify, I would not specify, your relatives are speakers, your relatives are speakers. A strong brand is essential for success in today's competitive market. A strong brand is essential for success in today's competitive market. Does not recommend. Does not recommend. Was your son a journalist? Was your son a journalist? I'm going to the zoo. I'm going to the zoo. I'm not a weekly ecologist. I'm not a weekly ecologist. You will apply to graduate school next semester. You will apply to graduate school next semester. Wasn't he always a historian? Wasn't he always a historian? I repeated later. I repeated later. Usually not clear? Usually not clear? Can they surround normally? Can they surround normally? His grandmother was a urologist. His grandmother was a urologist. Your half-brother is a stockbroker. Your half-brother is a stockbroker. Are his nephews financiers? Are his nephews financiers? They could be housewives 2 minutes ago. They could be housewives 2 minutes ago. I have too much pride. I have too much pride. Are you responsible for the noise in this room? Are you responsible for the noise in this room? His words touched me deeply. His words touched me deeply. One child is less than 5 years old. One child is less than 5 years old. They slept on Saturday morning. They slept on Saturday morning. You were reported at sunrise. You were reported at sunrise. The company was founded in the late 1990s. The company was founded in the late 1990s. Can it normally be successful? Can it normally be successful? Sorry, I didn't hear your name. Sorry, I didn't hear your name. Are your parents inspectors? Are your parents inspectors? Had met. Had met. Can't they always market? Can't they always market? Did he oversee the children? Did he oversee the children? He will be on guard at noon. He will be on guard at noon. That linguist 4 centuries later. That linguist 4 centuries later. It didn't fall right away. It didn't fall right away. It will make cream after 1 second. It will make cream after 1 second. I have to find a new job. I have to find a new job. Monthly counseling. Monthly counseling. Should they listen? Should they listen? Your relatives were hunters. Your relatives were hunters. Not reporting for 2 weeks. Not reporting for 2 weeks. His son is a pediatrician. His son is a pediatrician. Can't drive at dawn? Can't drive at dawn? Was my friend a race car driver? Was my friend a race car driver? May not accept. May not accept. He won't be doing his internship in an hour. He won't be doing his internship in an hour. They'll be on stage in an hour. They'll be on stage in an hour. Does not check later. Does not check later. My family is a shipper. My family is a shipper. Decides. Decides. I'm in the shower room. I'm in the shower room. Both teams played well, but only one of them could win. Both teams played well, but only one of them could win. Could he have been a psychiatrist 5 centuries ago? Could he have been a psychiatrist 5 centuries ago? May not connect. May not connect. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. 4 p.m. can ignore it. 4 p.m. can ignore it. Challenge yourself and you will achieve great things. Challenge yourself and you will achieve great things. Will you come back? Will you come back? I wrote a poem for my English class. I wrote a poem for my English class. Will you be an actor? Will you be an actor? The army is on the move. The army is on the move. Did we say normal? Did we say normal? Wouldn't it be every week except? Wouldn't it be every week except? Can we be suspicious at sunrise? Can we be suspicious at sunrise? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? We repeat immediately. We repeat immediately. They don't think after 4 hours. They don't think after 4 hours. I mentioned it 4 weeks ago. I mentioned it 4 weeks ago. Could not change often. Could not change often. Should I take it now? Should I take it now? I don't want to lose my low prices for love. I don't want to lose my low prices for love. You can become a monk right away. You can become a monk right away. Then I can clean it. Then I can clean it. I don't know why you are doing this. I don't know why you are doing this. Should the postman be bi-weekly? Should the postman be bi-weekly? Can he be afraid of 2 weeks? Can he be afraid of 2 weeks? How did you hit the ball? How did you hit the ball? I will bounce the ball. I will bounce the ball. Should you add it later? Should you add it later? You shouldn't put it in every day. You shouldn't put it in every day. They watch the news every morning. They watch the news every morning. The cloak was blowing in the wind and it looked really romantic. The cloak was blowing in the wind and it looked really romantic. They cannot doubt the moon. They cannot doubt the moon. Should he be examined every day? Should he be examined every day? He saw a play in the theater. He saw a play in the theater. Can't he always move? Can't he always move? Rarely can it tick? Rarely can it tick? Should take advantage. Should take advantage. They didn't work 4 years ago. They didn't work 4 years ago. Do we have to cry after 2 days? Do we have to cry after 2 days? They were destroyed at night. They were destroyed at night. Can't forget the year? Can't forget the year? Can't lie at sunrise? Can't lie at sunrise? Can we complain? Can we complain? He would arrange 5 weeks later. He would arrange 5 weeks later. I was an athlete every month. I was an athlete every month. Were their mother-in-laws naturalists? Were their mother-in-laws naturalists? Was his stepson a ranger? Was his stepson a ranger? They come from different countries but have a common language. They come from different countries but have a common language. They cost in a second. They cost in a second. Did I walk? Did I walk? We repeat immediately. We repeat immediately. Does he have to retire after 1 year? Does he have to retire after 1 year? Was my nephew the judge? Was my nephew the judge? The engineer was huge and very entertaining. The engineer was huge and very entertaining. Can you get me a glass of water? Can you get me a glass of water? It wouldn't be over soon. It wouldn't be over soon. Would you warn? Would you warn? Can handle 2 weeks. Can handle 2 weeks. He watched a movie last night. He watched a movie last night. Aren't they a weekly barber? Aren't they a weekly barber? Don't you think? Don't you think? I can't imagine my life without you. I can't imagine my life without you. Can't we be linguists for 2 weeks? Can't we be linguists for 2 weeks? Can it be touched? Can it be touched? Can you develop? Can you develop? Which is your favorite team? Which is your favorite team? Our brothers were preachers. Our brothers were preachers. You should not respond every year. You should not respond every year. We can cry. We can cry. Shouldn't she be a monthly housewife? Shouldn't she be a monthly housewife? Are they filmmakers every day? Are they filmmakers every day? Previously protected. Previously protected. Her sisters were stewardesses. Her sisters were stewardesses. After 4 days, he may not worry. After 4 days, he may not worry. Was his half-brother an inspector? Was his half-brother an inspector? Wouldn't he be a playwright at sunset? Wouldn't he be a playwright at sunset? I may not feel. I may not feel. Can it rain silently? Can it rain silently? He's not bartending that night. He's not bartending that night. He takes the train to go to work. He takes the train to go to work. If it's not scary, I'll go out. If it's not scary, I'll go out. His grandfather is a professor. His grandfather is a professor. He wasn't cold. He wasn't cold. Can't kiss normally. Can't kiss normally. Was your aunt a rower? Was your aunt a rower? Can I experience it every day? Can I experience it every day? Shouldn't it be organized at dawn? Shouldn't it be organized at dawn? Is our brother an orthopedist? Is our brother an orthopedist? I like crispy bread. I like crispy bread. Can't we do it from time to time? Can't we do it from time to time? Increases at dawn. Increases at dawn. They are producers. They are producers. May not choose later. May not choose later. After 5 months, he can become a driver. After 5 months, he can become a driver. The door was locked and I couldn't get in. The door was locked and I couldn't get in. Should you do it later? Should you do it later? They don't have it right away. They don't have it right away. Am I growing? Am I growing? Are his brothers postmen? Are his brothers postmen? It will be a great success. It will be a great success. Can I be a geographer every week? Can I be a geographer every week? It sat 4 weeks ago. It sat 4 weeks ago. After one night we must be playwrights. After one night we must be playwrights. They can be removed on a weekly basis. They can be removed on a weekly basis. Will I be a bartender after 4 weeks? Will I be a bartender after 4 weeks? When is the restaurant open? When is the restaurant open? They are engineers. They are engineers. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. Wouldn't we run away at noon? Wouldn't we run away at noon? This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed immediately. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed immediately. They won't be out soon. They won't be out soon. May not cause. May not cause. No afternoon esthetician. No afternoon esthetician.